Hello, everyone. We are going to do a Soul Connections When Two Hearts Meet Oracle reading. Um, welcome to our reading today. This is just a love reading, a love spread. Let's see what you need to know in love. Telepathic. Close soul connections are harmoniously synchronized, creating moments of telepathy. Yeah, um, when you are in a relationship that's truly aligned, you can speak without words. You can just, you can communicate with your heart. You just have a heart, like a love language, you know what I mean? Like you can look at each other and know what each other's thinking. So I know a lot of people have that connection. And if you don't, that's okay too. Like you don't, don't be like, oh, I don't have that connection. It's not love. No, that's not true. It's just that some people are able to communicate like that. Some people just have that ability to be able to, like you think about the person and they call you, or you think, wow, I'd like to have a pizza, and the person walks in and was like, hey, I just thought I'd get some pizza, and you're just like, oh my gosh, you know, like that's telepathy, or like you don't feel well. So you ask the person and they're not feeling well, and you're able to pick up on that person's energy that there's something wrong. Don't let guilt get in the way of happiness. All right, so for some of you, you are being guided to let go of guilt, right? Nobody's perfect, situations happen. We all make mistakes. A lot of our mistakes are because we have unhealed trauma. That doesn't, a situation doesn't make a bad person. There's a difference. Some people are just truly that energy, but other people are good people, and the situation has just caused them to make bad choices. Okay, so know the difference. Guilt only causes roadblocks. Guilt only causes your self-love to be less, which means if your self-love is less, you're going to provide and give less. So try to let go of guilt. Things that happen in the past. That's why it's called the past. Okay, if you want to be in this relationship, start fresh. Love yourself, love the relationship, love the energy that you are creating in the relationship. Allow yourself to heal from situations that you may have done wrong because of other situations involved, other energies involved, other circumstances involved. Okay. What we may have done, what we did then, we may have done differently now. And that's because the situation is being seen in a different way. But sometimes things happen, situations happen, we make choices. It doesn't make us a bad person. But if you're carrying that guilt, then you're already carrying a fence between you and the relationship, okay, and the other person. So you got to let go of the guilt. If you're going to make this relationship work, let go of the guilt and find ways to come back to harmony and happiness. Set healthy boundaries, right? Having sensible boundaries is important. You want to make sure that your boundaries are healthy. You want to make sure that they are known. You can't set a boundary and not tell somebody. And then if they cross it, you're like, oh, well, you crossed that boundary. Well, if they didn't know, then it's not their fault, right? So you got to also have clear communication. If you're setting boundaries, you know, make sure that that person knows your boundaries. So for example, you might say, this is my home, and in my home, you will not treat me any less than the way I treat you. You will not disrespect me. You will not disrespect me in front of my children. You will not disrespect me in front of my friends. You will not disrespect me, period. You will not say harsh, mean, hateful words towards me, right? You will not treat me as if I am an outsider, right? Like set the boundaries and let the boundaries be spoken into awareness, okay? Boundaries helps a person understand where they can and cannot manipulate you. Okay. And some people don't mean to manipulate you, but some people do. So if you are setting a healthy boundary and you're letting your boundaries be known and the person crosses those boundaries, then did they mean to cross them? Was it an accident, or did they do it intentionally? Right? but at least they knew your boundaries and they chose to step across their boundaries. Okay, so if they know the boundaries and and they choose to push your boundaries, then that's when you can step in and say, okay, what's wrong with this relationship? Do they not love me? Do they not love me enough to respect me? Are my boundaries too extreme, or am I not holding myself accountable to my boundaries, right? But you can't yell at somebody for crossing boundaries if they don't even know what your boundaries are. So you got to make sure you both communicate clearly. Communication's very important here. You got to make sure that if you set boundaries, like for example, you say you meet somebody, right? And you're like, okay, this is a new relationship for me. Um, we are not to discuss our past relationships. Okay, I do not want to discuss our past relationships. I want our relationship to be fresh. I want it to be clean. I don't want to bring in any exes into this relationship. Okay, that's my boundary. Do not ask me questions. Do not ask me, do not let me find out from my friends that you have been asking questions about me behind my back and about my relationships and things like that. Okay, and that's setting a healthy boundary. Um, and if that person respects you, then they will keep that boundary. Okay. But at the same time, you can't set a healthy boundary for yourself and then cross that boundary with them either. You can't go and do the opposite and try to find out from their friends what kind of relationships they were in, right? It has to be a balanced boundary. Okay, make it realistic. Make it something where if you don't do this to me, I don't do it to you. Okay, we have a healthy boundary here. We don't discuss our exes unless we discuss our exes together, right? We don't have any outside influences. We don't take our problems to anybody outside of our home, right? Like make sure the boundaries are healthy and make sure they're agreed upon. Okay, that's important, especially whenever you want good communication. We reunite with our loved ones over and over again through many different lives. Yes. Okay. So for some of you, you have been together in a past life. Maybe like for some of you, you have been together many, many times in your past life. I know like my husband told me it was quite funny. He was like, I saw you in a past life a couple times, and every time I saw you, you died. It's like, oh, awesome. Um, but he was able to see a past life, a couple past lives where we were together, and like I died in everyone. So I don't know. So like sometimes you maybe you meet the person again and you're trying to fix it. Maybe this time around, like I tell him, well, maybe this time around I won't die. Um, so it's like one of those situations where we all have past lives. We all come back and forth into each other's lives for many different reasons. So you have to understand that there are different kinds of bonds and relationships, and some bonds are strong. They're very strong for no reason whatsoever. You might just have this bond that just you can just tell that it is so deep, okay, and you don't even understand why. And for some of you, the bond gets stronger and stronger with each thing that you face together and overcome together, right? The universe knows more than you do because we are blocked from knowing a lot of energies. A lot of times people do those like what they call like past life regressions to unlock who they were in the past and to unlock their energies and to unlock their emotions and to understand why they feel certain things and sometimes whenever you do that it does make you more aware as to why you have these like unexplainable bonds with certain people. um, but in your relationship, there's a lot of possibilities here that show that the relationship is very strong. It can be a very strong foundation. You have a um, telepathic connection, right? And letting go of guilt allows you to create healthy boundaries and allows you to heal from past situations and allows you to use this bond in a positive, healthy way. Okay. Watch out for signs leading you to true love. Okay. So there are signs all around you showing you daily, what truly is meant for you, what truly is meant for your heart. The universe knows what what is supposed to be yours, what is meant for you. So just keep your eyes open. Don't be one of those people where, oh, everything's a sign. N- Trust your heart to feel the signs. Okay, you can see things, but feel the signs, because usually whenever there's a sign, you'll feel it. If you don't feel something, then it's probably not a sign. You should feel something in the heart space. The energy, the frequency should connect in the heart if it's a true sign. Emotions. Look deep within your emotions. Yeah, your emotions are going to tell you a lot about this situation. Okay, your this love reading has a lot to do with yourself and how the situation is unfolding for you. Yeah, love. So it has to do with how you love yourself, how you show up for yourself, because that changes the dynamics of the relationship, right? Divine soul counterpart attracts transit superficiality. Okay, so how you show up for yourself is going to determine the energy that you are pulling in, right? Self love is different than uh, the ego. Like the self, how do I want to say that? Self love is not the same as egotistic love. Okay, there's a difference between, oh, I'm so gorgeous, let me look at myself in the mirror 10 times a day, versus the I love myself regardless of how I look. When I look, when I see myself in the mirror, I love my brown eyes. I love my cheekbones. I love my smile. Right? That's self love. Okay, that's not the same as ego love. So how you attract, how you love yourself, how you show up for yourself all plays a part in this energy. Okay. You want to make sure that you are in the right energy so that you continue to move with love in the right frequency, right? So you got to make sure that you're showing up with gratitude, thankfulness, self-awareness. Self-awareness helps you to know what you should and shouldn't do for yourself, right? So, if you're feeling guilty and you know that feeling guilty only holds you back, if you know that feeling guilty only causes you low energy and only causes tension and negativity, then self-awareness is okay, I need to let this go. I need to let this go because it's not allowing me to show up in this relationship 100%, right? Or I need to reinforce my boundaries. I Last night I kind of left my boundaries go a little bit and I need to reinforce them. And that can be something as simple as, hey, I know that I kind of shifted on my boundaries, but I really want to talk about our boundaries. I really want to get these boundaries back into alignment because I think that's important in our relationship, right? So like, call it out. Call it out as you see it, okay? And then pull that energy back into balance again. Surprise. You may be about to be surprised. Okay, so in this relationship, for some of you, there can be different kinds of surprises. For some of you, I feel like there's a move coming. Like someone's going to be like, "Surprise! We have to move. We're going here, or we have to move there." Maybe maybe the person's in the military or something. For some of you, I feel like this relationship might go to a new level. Maybe you're going to get married, or maybe there's going to be a change in um, relationship status. Maybe the person is going to be honest with you about a situation that you have been requesting honesty from. Okay, so for some of you, this surprise, I feel like it's a positive thing, but it might come off as a negative thing. But then later play out as a positive thing. So if it comes in as a negative, let it ride for a few because I think it's going to turn into a positive, okay? But the surprise, for some of you, it can be, you know, um, something that you might not be expecting, but is actually a good thing, but you can't see the goodness that's coming out of it yet, okay? So don't doubt the surprise if it comes in. Don't be like, oh my goodness, why would you do that? Like, hold your voice, Give it a few, ride it out, see what happens. Okay. Intense. The intensity of a true soul connection includes great heights and great lows. Yeah, any love connection, you're gonna have your good days and your bad days. The thing is how do you show up for yourself during that time and how do you show up for each other? That's the true, that's the true energy in the whole relationship. Okay. Being able to come back to to meet again on a positive, healthy interaction is what really matters. You're going to have your intense moments, but how do you handle it? Are you mature? Are you handling it with love? Are you handling it with respect? That's the main things. And are you able to walk away, then come back and start again, right? And pick up the pieces and say, okay, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Let go of the guilt, and let's keep working on this. We can do this. As long as two people are willing to show up, then there's always something willing to be done. Okay. All right. I hope this has helped you. And let's take a look at our Mystic Soul Oracle deck just to give you a little bit of positive energy. Positive, maybe. Let's see. Is it going to be positive? Let's see. Abundance. Yeah. Okay. So whatever the situation is abundance will come out of this whole love connection. There will be abundance. It's just not it's just you might have to go through the ups and downs to get there. Okay? But you got to keep your heart centered, your mind centered that good things come from situations that are tough, right? You got to look for the good, look for the good. Yeah, blind. You might be blinded by the situation right now. Some things just they still need to unfold. You can't see the future, but there's a transformation going on, right? There's a big transformation going on. A lot of hard work has already been done, and you just gotta tell yourself, it's time to take off the mask, right? If you're feeling blinded by certain situations, it's time to remove that. If you realize that you have been blinded by some things, then it's time for you to remove that mask, right? This is a person and that is on their face. They're not bondage. There's no handcuffs, there's no bondage. So you can make the choice to remove this mask. And it's a beautiful mask. So it's not like it's anything bad or anything, but you can make the choice to remove and see clearly. Okay, and again, we have that transformation. Yeah, there is room for transformation in this relationship. It's all in how you choose to address yourself and the situation. All right, I hope this has helped you, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.